Patience.
It's October 18th, and I had a revelation this week that has caused me to stop. What a revelation, redemption. My name is Renee Newville. My occupation is that of a musician, a songwriter, a storyteller, and a singer. The genre of music that I am primarily known for is soul, R&B, and jazz. My inspiration to become involved in music was really, I have to credit my parents, because at a very young age, I was pretty much forced to take piano lessons at the Brooklyn School of Music, BAM. And I was classically trained, and it was a tool used to, give me something else to do besides, playing outside in the street, and it developed my musical ability. I fell in love with the piano, though, very much later. I started at the age of 5, but I really fell in love with music once I entered high school, and I was asked to accompany all the choirs. And I began playing gospel music, and I began to learn how to play by ear. And that's when the songwriting became real for me, and that's when I felt connected to the piano, because I was no longer reading the score. I was writing from the soul. And so I would say that is when I really connected to music. Well, it's interesting. My ex-partner and I were not signed to a record label in the beginning. When we were at Temple University as roommates, we would enter talent shows, and we were winning them, but we were entering talent shows just to pay the bills. And Jazzy Jeff Towns, was beginning a production company in Philadelphia called Touch of Jazz. And he was told about these 2 young ladies at Temple University that were, winning talent shows, and we met him. So we were the first Touch of Jazz artists on his label, before Jill Scott and everybody else, Kindred and so on. And so, I don't know if Kindred was a part of Touch of Jazz, but I know Jill Scott was. So our first recording was on the Home Base album for Will Smith. I remember meeting Benny Medina, actually, through that period. Benny Medina was who managed J-Lo and Tyra Banks. He was the one who suggested that Gene and I became a duo, because there were no duos. Anyway, so all that to say, our first recording was on the Home Base album, after which we came to New York and Jersey, and tried to look for a deal. That was when we met Dana Owens' mom. Dana Owens is Queen Latifah, and her mom heard us sing and told her daughter, "You have to hear these girls, they're really good," and it's been history since then. So we were signed to Queen Latifah first. Our album was taken to Motown. It became the fastest selling album on Motown at the time. I think we went gold in 5 weeks or something like that, and it was history ever since. That was the beginning for us. Well, home for me is always going to be Brooklyn. It's always been Brooklyn. It's the place of my birth. I was born in a hospital in Park Slope called Methodist Hospital, and from there was taken to Crown Heights, and then from there was taken to East Flatbush, and that's where most of my life was spent as an adolescent, and most of my influences were right here in East Flatbush. East Flatbush is a community of immigrants. I am first generation American. My family is Jamaican, both sides, and I'm the only one in my family that wasn't born in Jamaica. My brothers were born there too. So this is home, and Brooklyn for me will always mean, as I was stating before, place whose air was pregnant with inspiration daily. Going to school, leaving the house, and catching the train or catching the bus just to go to school. You would see sightings, and you would literally be inspired by the people you would meet every day at any given point. And that's what Brooklyn was. Even before the attention was placed on this borough, we knew we were in a special place. Spike Lee knew he was in a special place. As a matter of fact, this house is just down the block from a school called Tilden High School. That's the high school that groomed Al Sharpton. That's the high school that groomed Busta Rhymes, Chip Fu from the Fushnik, and Special Ed. Like that high school on the corner of my block. You know, this is Brooklyn before gentrification. So it's really interesting to see what's happening with the migration of the people that are from the other states of America and coming to Brooklyn. I mean, I like it, it's great, but it's kind of interesting to me because I have always known that we were living in a special, magical place. Yeah. And my ex-partner left the group in 2000, I think it was maybe 2000. I was fortunate enough to meet a man, a legend, by the name of Roy Hargrove. He is a giant in jazz. And Roy has helped me in so many ways by ushering me into his world of music, the jazz world. I was very new to it, coming out of the pop R&B world, but he insisted that I played with his band and that I toured with a unit called RH Factor, which is signed to Verve. This band recorded 3 albums. We had 2 Grammy nominations. We've traveled the globe. And I was surrounded by some of the most accomplished musicians I could meet. I was able to meet Nancy Wilson. I was able to know personally Shirley Horn through this journey. Herbie Hancock, James Moody, here I go, here I go, here I go, here I go. You know, these are legends that they're leaving us, and through my experience in jazz, was able to meet them. I was able to go to places like Lithuania, perform for the president of Lithuania, have dinner with the president of a place called Batumi, Georgia, which is very close to Russia. I've performed in Moscow, Nagoya, Fukuoka, Tokyo. I was there this time last year. Jakarta, Indonesia, performed there with Josh Stone just last year. Just this year for the Kennedy Center. Just a few months ago, I was able to perform at the Philharmonic in Tbilisi, Georgia. Shanghai, China, South Africa. In May, I did a 2-week residency in a place called Qatar for Lincoln, Jazz at Lincoln Center. Wynton Marsalis has a program where he's sending musicians from the States to Qatar and to Dubai and different places where they're trying to open up Lincoln Center hubs, jazz hubs, to help spread jazz music to these territories. Qatar is a very young country. It's only 40 years old. It's predominantly Islamic and very conservative. And I was there with Willie Jones and Jeremy Pelt, just wonderful musicians for 2 weeks. And it was really interesting because I didn't know about Qatar prior to going. However, I found out that this was like one of the richest countries in the world per capita. So they had us stay at this place called the St. Regis, and I was actually offered 3 butlers, 3 butlers to take care of me. And of course I didn't utilize them because I don't need 3 butlers. I can handle myself. But, this is just a testimony to how much music has blessed me and taken me out of East Flatbush, which is a world of its own, and immersed me into the global world as if, a plane is just a train for me. I can go to places and sing, share this gift, meet people, learn their cultures, learn their language, understand humans better. It just has helped me grow in every way outside of Janae, and I'm so humbled and grateful for that opportunity because I would have never guessed that my life would have ended up this way at all. I would say travel will definitely build your confidence. We're taught separatism before we're taught inclusion. And I say that in reference to culture and orientation culturally. And when one travels and one is taken out of their comfort zone, they're forced to do one of 2 things. You can either grow and adapt, or seize up, resist, and fail. It has taught me to live life like this, with my arms open, as opposed to this way. And I think it's important for people of color, people who are not of color, women, men, children, to aspire to take yourself out of your comfort zone and put yourself in an unfamiliar territory without judgment, without preconceived notion, because it'll empower you. It will allow you to have more charisma. It will allow you to communicate better. It will allow you to expand your own potential in life if you become familiar with other people's ways, other people's traditions, and embrace it, take it on as if it's your own. It's like a form of loving people. I can go to a Turkish restaurant or a gas station that's run by someone from Turkey, and I can say merhaba to them, and right there I can break a barrier because I respect them enough to speak their language. I respect them enough to learn who they are and to come to where they are on their level and deal with them that way. It's love. That's loving someone else. So I think it's important for all of us to travel if we can. It's not about fame. It's about experience, and it's about, love, loving people, loving other humans, and enjoying your life for real. Well, this entire block, I can say, growing up on this block on 58th Street in East Flatbush, pretty much everyone on this block came from a family unit such as mine. I have my mom, my dad here, and I had siblings. So we were very blessed in that way, all of the kids, to grow up as one huge family. We had block parties together, and we respected each other's families and parents as neighbors and so on and so forth. My father is a retired school teacher. My mother is a retired nurse, Joyce and Al Newville. And the role of my dad, I can say, on this block was that of the father to everyone, all the kids, because he was a teacher. So school was always in session for him. Throughout the summers, after school, we all had homework to do. If Mr. Newville saw you in the driveway acting up, he's running your old, and he's going to say, "Are you reading a book?" School was always in session, right, Mom? Always in session for all the family members, my cousins. A lot of them were scared of dad. You know, it was like that. He was a strict teacher. My mom was the antithesis to my father. She was more of a gentle, more of like a dove, like a gentle, nurturing, comforting force in the household that kind of held everything down quietly, you know? Um, she always used to tell me, empty barrel makes the most noise, which means those who don't really know are the ones that are always yak, 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 you know what I mean? They're always talking. And she always say, you know, Renee, empty barrel makes the most noise. So she always carried herself as gentle as a dove, you know, but as sharp as a serpent, but gentle as a dove. Um, so that balance, I'm a Libra, and that balance was very, uh, very essential to my development and my choices in life because they were very present. So a lot of the choices that I made in life, in my career, were predicated upon, well, I want to make sure that I'm representing this family in a dignified way. You know, as Jamaicans, you know, I don't know if you know many Jamaicans, but there's this pride that comes along with being Jamaican, and so you definitely were encouraged to represent well. So um, I would say that that's what family meant for me. I just wanted them to always be proud of any decision I made, any choice that I made, to say, well, you know what, that's our daughter, and we're proud of her. You know, we're not ashamed. We support her, and we'll see what she'll do next. You know, we'll always encourage her. Actually, all of my family, we're all that way with each other. So. For me, what is next for 2014, 2015, in the future is a reemergence. It's been great traveling the world. I think it was important for me to do that, to really understand what it takes to have longevity in this business. As Roy Hargrove has always told me, he told me that touring with him in that medium was going to build stronger legs for me to stand on. And timing is really everything. I think at this time, I'm ready to sort of bring back a sound that I know people are missing. And that sound is the groove, the soulful, slick groove that I was penning a lot back then. And also some of the influences from jazz, and also some of the influences from my culture in the islands. I just need to bring me out. It was never, this was never my plan to be a solo artist. I always like to work in collaborations. However, as time goes by, it's just like, you know, so many people ask, Renee, when are you going to do something? I just got a call from D'Angelo last week, and we talked for an entire album about that very thing. It's like, Renee, I miss you. I miss your voice. I know what you can do. I've been hearing about this music you've got. Bring it out. Send it to me. I need it. And when he said this to me, I said, you know what? I need you too. A lot of us artists, we're not connected anymore because of the internet. So we have to really make an effort to reconnect again, and to realize and understand that we inspire each other. I'm inspired by the young. I'm inspired by the youth. I love Drake. I really do. I love Janae Aiko, I think her name is. That song, The Worst. There's certain things that I do listen to that I love. And we just need more. We need more connection, more fellowship, and more music. So I'm committed to doing that. At the current moment, not working on any foundations, but I am fervently looking for a cause to dedicate my time to, because doing music and performing is great, but as you get older, you realize that your contribution to humankind is just more fulfilling. And so I have actually been looking for that thing to dedicate my time to. You know, as a woman, as a nurturer, I think it's important for, you know, us to give back, probably to the youth in a way. I love to teach. I love to share. So I'm putting the energy out to find the right thing for me, at this point. My name is Renee Neuville. I am an artist, and I am a citizen. Born and raised of Brooklyn. I'm sorry, I had to do it. It means something. It doesn't mean nothing. It has to mean something. Every night and day, I want to see your face beside me and say, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Patience.
It's October 18th. And I had a revelation this week that has caused me to stop. What a revelation, redemption comes in time. All I really wish is that I had some more years. I wish I had more time, Dubby. Be patient with yourself, girl. Yes, you will finally know. That's what Mama said. Where this all goes to. In time. Just take one day at a time. Whoa. This song is a song about patience. Yeah. Oh, don't stop.
Like every man is for himself. What happened to the love? What happened to us people? My people. When I check the news, I see the dues. What happened to the love? What happened to us, my people? My people. Believe it won't be long, so get your back up off the wall. Be strong, holding on. Be strong, holding on. But I believe it won't be long, so get your back up off the wall. Be strong, holding on. Hold on, holding on.
Every day I wonder, why don't we sit it down and show the children? Oh yes, it would be better if we could just all hold on. Gotta say I'm holding tight. you gonna do? Oh yeah, yeah. The light is on you. Oh yeah. So what you gonna do?
The light is on you.
Yeah, yeah.
So what you gonna do?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the light is on you. Oh yeah,
Yeah. So what you gonna do? Well, I believe in holding on to get you back up off the wall. Hold on, holding on. Be strong, holding on. Well, I believe it won't be long. So get you back up off the wall. Hold on, holding on. Be strong. Bridge.
Every day I wonder why don't we sit it down and show the children? Oh yeah, it would be better if we could just hold on. Gotta say I'm holding tight to what I know. You better hold on tight to what you know. You better hold on tight to what I know. I'm gonna hold on to what you know.
The light is on you.
Oh yeah. So what you gonna